Hello, everybody. Welcome to Unscripted Conversations with Dr. T, which we're giving you raw, relevant content. This is a show that is not for the individuals who are sensitive. This is a show where you are letting your hair back, you're sharing your food for thought. Remember that everyone has a right to their own opinion. And we may agree to disagree, but we will keep it respectful. This is not like my other number one rated podcast. This is pretty much another side of Dr. T, Dr. Tina. And so I talk about a variety of different topics. It's unscripted, meaning that sometimes it's random thoughts that I'm having in my head at the moment, or maybe something that is trending on social media and I have my little 5 cent, 2 cent, or a penny that I want to add to it. And so tonight, let's just have a conversation about what are we going to talk about? I really had a long, busy last couple of weeks and months, but it seems as if it is not letting up. And so I want to come on to kind of share with you guys how I am, what I'm doing in the now, in the moment, because I feel that as entrepreneurs, we're all building, growing, striving, and thriving. In some cases, depending upon what part of your business you're surviving. In some parts, you are thriving. And then in some, you have to just enlist help. And I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm actually back in school, right? And so it's some things, I actually in business school. And this is the type of school that I have always avoided because of my own insecurities or whatever. And you may say, how can you avoid business school and have insecurities and you run a thriving business? Well, let me just be totally 100. You can hire people to do the fundamentals, the intermediate, and also the advanced things of the back end of your business. You can have you a CFO, a chief financial officer. You can have a CMO, a chief marketing officer. You can have a CLO, which is a chief legal officer. Of course, you can even hire in a CEO, which is a chief executive officer if you don't hold that spot. You can also bring in your own COO, chief operating officer. You can bring in and hire in different individuals to do different facets of it. But I'm a firm believer in that it's good for you as you grow, as you level up with your business, to go and refine, revisit, and just basically go back and to the drawing board and grow and learn and listen. As a business owner, you can never know too much. As you know, the world is consistently changing on a rapidly changing. Even the dollar as we know it is not even valuable really anymore. I think the last projection of the value of the dollar is basically, I think, about 50 cents or maybe 30 cents. I mean, it's not even a full dollar anymore, especially with the transition with our country transitioning to digital currency versus paper money. And so the fact of the matter is the dollar is losing this amount. The only thing that is not losing its value is gold, silver, and copper. Okay, especially gold, which a lot of people call that God's money because it comes from the earth and all of that good stuff like that. And so I had a very long week. And so, like I said, with Unscripted Conversations, it's unscripted. It's going to be random thoughts, different things that's come on my mind. It may not make any sense to you. It could be more like a brain dump. And I'm just sharing my different thoughts on different things and also sharing my journey on tonight on this particular episode. And so Yes, I am going to business school, and let me tell you, it's kicking my butt. It's kicking my butt. Shout out to KBBU University. Yay, KBBU University. And I want you guys to make sure that you keep our lead educator and founder and CEO over the university, Michelle, in our hearts, her family in our hearts and prayers, because her mother just passed away. And so it also made me, hearing about the loss of her mom, it really triggered for me the losses that I have had recently in my family as well. And like I said, as an entrepreneur, we are constantly moving. We're constantly doing things, and we don't all the time take the time to heal nor address the things that really makes us want to cry, make us want to be inactive. And literally hearing about the death of our lead educator, as well as the CEO, or I should say founder over our university, mother passing away this week, really pushed me to deal with some unresolved emotions and feelings of me losing one of my closest friends and also business partners. And when you lose someone that is so intricate in your life, with the great amount of wisdom, love, support, and also a person who helped you with business, and you've been doing business like 4 or 5 years together, and all of that, her mother's death actually made me have to deal with it, because even though he passed away, I didn't really deal with it. I just kept moving. And so right now I'm in the stage of I am moving, but I'm moving differently because I am still dealing with the unresolved emotions of losing a dear friend, a dear business partner, and consistently seeing this friend and this business partner's photos, because we're so intricately entwined on social media all throughout my home, because this person was just that important. And so dealing with all of that, and I also have to be a public speaker, one of the speakers at an event coming up this weekend, and it actually is dealing with I don't know if you guys know this, but this month is Suicide Awareness Month, where we're speaking about suicide and those who may have been lost due to suicide, and or was suffering from mental illness. And I really don't like that term, mental illness. I just really like to say that they was battling with mental illness, or battling with depression, or battling, because it is a struggle. It's a battle. I am very vocal about my personal struggles with depression, anxiety, and panic. And it took me going to therapy in order for me to understand how to manage high stress, how to manage anxiety and depression. And it took some time, and it took me going to get help in order for me to be able to maneuver it. That's why down to this day, because it gave me the tools I needed, that I can identify when I feel myself going in that downward spin. And then I can kind of like take action and I call it my healthy toolbox, take out those tools in my healthy toolbox of mental wellness, and be able to get myself back on steady ground. However, if I had never went to therapy, I would not have been able to have those tools. Yes, I am a Christian woman, And I believe and know and understand the power of God and the power of prayer. But I just want you to know that in some cases, you cannot pray away depression, anxiety, panic attacks. It's just some things that you just can't pray away, no matter how much of a prayer warrior you are, no matter how strong your faith is. It's certain things due to us being imperfect and having to deal with the environments of outside and everything that goes on, that you have to go and get a person that's non-biased, that will listen to your problem, that may not be a significant other, a child, a mother, a father, a friend, someone who don't know you, so that you can feel open enough to share some of your deepest things, non-judgmental, even though you can share with some close friends. But sometimes you don't want to burden your close friends, family members, or your significant other, especially your children, with some things that you're battling with, because you don't want your battles, your challenges, your struggles to become theirs. And once you release that and share with the ones that you love, then they will 9 times out of 10 want to start carrying your burden. And for me, I know the only person that can really capable of carrying my burden is God. And so going to a professional who is trained to help you work through your emotions properly and in a positive, productive way is indeed the best route for most people to go, especially when it dealt with me. I remember when I first went to therapy, I was not always this open-minded. It took me maturing to this, because I feared people will say, oh my God, is she crazy? Is she going to get, did she have a nervous breakdown? Is she going to a therapist? And here I am, educated woman. And even if I wasn't, feeling strong-willed, I should say, independent, right? And even though I am a wife and a mother, but very self-starting and getting to the point where you need help. How can you articulate that? And these last couple of weeks it really has been very, very difficult. However, with God is faithful, I've been pushing through. But I just want to let you know that sometimes you just don't need to push through. You need to stop. And one day this week, I had to just stop everything. Even though I had meetings and plans, I had to take a mental health day. And sometimes that's what you need to do. It's okay. Because like I said, the death of our university's founder really triggered some unresolved emotions that I had not dealt with the loss of my dear friend and business partner. And so what do you do when you are battling loss? What do you do when you are battling stress or anxiety or panic or depression? What do you do? Do you have the tools that you need to have in order to make a sound decision, even in the midst of being in turmoil emotionally? Do you have the tools, the resources to be able to pull yourself out of a pit back onto level ground? And that is what therapy did for me. And it continuously helped me to this day. And I feel that we need to normalize having these conversations about mental health. Because and mental, well, some people like to say mental illness. I just like to say mental wellness, because I feel that if you keep your mental well, the rest of your body will follow suit. Many times the reason why we feel the way we do, or we feel that we're aching or we're hurting, is because of something mentally that we may have not addressed. When you are happy, do your body ache? Do you hurt? 9 times out of 10, no. But when you're sad, when you're stressed, when you're sick, that is when your body, you start feeling pain or when you get not enough sleep. All those things can cause a lot of the problems that we have. And so, honestly, speaking with you on today on Unscripted Conversations with Dr. T, I'm being honest with you. I'm being raw. I'm being transparent. Because I feel that when you have influencers like myself and other individuals that many people look up to and come to for advice, you can either on purpose or not on purpose put people up on a high pedestal that I feel that only God should be on. All right. And because we're imperfect, we're human, and we can make mistakes, and we have our own personal battles. And I feel that it's our responsibility when you have a platform, when you have a measure of influence, to be honest, to let people know that, hey, every day is not a good day. Sometimes you have to be okay with not being okay. And so I am human, and I have those moments, and I'm having one right now, and literally have an engagement that I have to go to and speak. And because of all these different things with homeschooling, my baby, which will be graduating next year. Oh my goodness, so great. That makes me smile. And he's doing fantastic with everything, especially when I learned his learning style, because he has autism and developmental delay, but finding a curriculum, also creating curriculum that works for him and being able to address his learning style has helped me tremendously. And so my baby will be graduating next year. And it's senior year. So, it's a lot of things you have to do senior year, with school in general. Just like if he was in public school, it's a lot on senior year. The same thing for homeschooling on your senior year. It's so much because you're preparing them for the last leg before they go into adulthood and graduate, right? So I'm super duper excited about that, and he is too as well. It's going to be a big celebration for his graduation for our baby, but I just want you. Okay, and so I digress. I told you this would be random thoughts. So let me go back to my previous thought. I'm going to be going to an event. And so, like I said, the death of my university's founder's mom, right, passed away, which triggered the unresolved emotions that I have for my friend and business partner that passed away of 5 years. Built, growed, promoted, advertised, did so much with this amazing person. Just a great all-around person on a personal level, and a stellar business owner as a fellow entrepreneur here in South Carolina. Dealing with that. And then from that, I didn't deal with it and kind of pushed it aside. And the death of my founder's mother triggered not only that, but also came along and triggered with this event that I have to go to and speak in support of one of our members with our community. It triggered an unresolved emotion that I forgot about. So have you ever went through something when you were younger, maybe you're a young child or you're a teenager, and the pain was so great that some way your brain departmentalized that pain, that anguish, that enigma that was so deep that it put it in a box, your brain put it in a box and just hid it away in storage. And it takes something to trigger it for you to be able to recall to your memory, your mind, the emotion and the feelings that you were feeling. And that is what this past interview that I had on my show, the Tina Ramsey Show, actually done for me. I totally lost recognition or lost connection with this memory in my past that happened when I was a teenager. So what exactly am I talking about? So on Thursday, and you guys can go back and watch the episode of the Tina Ramshorn podcast. It is the episode about Joy Inside of Tears with Tracy Holmcrombie, which is an amazing episode. And we had so many technical problems. Oh my gosh. It was a major storm here in South Carolina that night. And mind you, every time Tracy and I get together, we just have to just keep going. God be working, be helping us push through. Because if it's anything gonna go wrong with tech, it's gonna do it on this, because the message is just that great and the message is just that strong. Because we have to start talking about these things, mental illness, or I would like to say having the ability to have mental wellness. We need to start talking about suicide. We need to start having these conversations and also providing resources within our community, so that we can get help and we can be able to have the skills to be able to identify when someone needs help and they can't articulate it. And that's what Joy Inside Tears actually does. And so, like I said, one thing triggered another thing that triggered another thing that made me have to deal with something that pretty much brought back to life a previous occasion that happened in my life that it just faded away. And now I'm dealing with the emotions of it now. And so what is it? Well, during that interview, we had a lot of technical issues, and I decided to leave the video up in its raw footage because I wanted you guys to see, because you look at me as this podcaster, which I am, thanks to God. My show, The Tina Ram Show, is in the top 2% of the most popular podcasts in the world out of over 3 million. We are a 2-time award-nominated show for Best Podcast Show, Best Podcast Host. We just got recognized to be one of the top Black podcasters on another platform, and the accolades, the awards, and everything just keeps on coming. But I don't want you to think that you have to be perfect, okay? Because perfection is not possible. No matter how good, no matter how much experience you have, it's not a perfect situation because we're imperfect. So I left up all the technical difficulties and challenges that we had up because the message was good. And I wanted fellow podcasters to see that even when things do not go ideal, the show must go on, right? You still have to keep going. And you have to excuse the noise in the background because, I do have children. Okay. And so, back to the story. So that keeping the show going while my guest was having technical difficulties getting on and off due to the storm, I was able to pull up a memory, okay? That memory was the loss of yet another amazing friend that I hid away, that I forgot, that my body, that my mind decompartmentalized and put it away because it was so great. And at the time, I was so young when it happened. I was a teenager. I didn't really understand it. Back in the day, people did not speak about suicide. If someone committed suicide in your family, or someone committed suicide and there was a family friend, no one talked about it. They kind of act like it didn't happen. And so that's pretty much what happened. And so here you are left with, why did this happen? I just spoke to them the other day. Why didn't they tell me? You left with all these whys, right? And so this week has been one of the most difficult weeks because I have to face the emotions that's centered around losing my friend and business partner, and also the previous friend that I lost when I was a teenager, who suffered from suicide. That came back to the forefront. And so sometimes you can be, it may not even be your situation, but it's a situation that you're aware with someone else, and it can trigger different things within you of unresolved emotions that you did not previously deal with. So I want to encourage you on today to deal with your unresolved emotions and take the time, no matter how much as an entrepreneur you need to do, no matter how many meetings, how many, whatever it is, because the work of an entrepreneur is never done. I don't care what. You can have people working for you, which I do. But it's always something that you can be doing, because as an entrepreneur, you're constantly striving to improve all facets of your business. And when you are an innovator, and when you are a creator, and when you are a visionary, you are constantly working light years ahead of your competitors, your constituents. Things that we're thinking about is not necessarily what the world is thinking about in the now. We're like light years ahead of time when you are a visionary. And how can you make those thoughts, make those ideas come to fruition that is digestible and understandable for people who have no idea, that don't understand your vision? And so that's the problem with a visionary, to make it so that it's easy, because you are, well, not easy, but to the point where it can benefit the people that you're here to help, and it won't be too much over their head. How can you make that whatever it is that you do accessible, and how can you make it so that it can be done, even if it's complex? Make it as on an elementary level, in the sense of adaptation, okay? And also making it comfortable for the people that you know you're put on this earth to help, because without you, they can't get to their next step or steps. Understanding the circle of life, understanding how God put all of us here for a reason, and all of us are all connected in some way, shape, or form, because we are part of the human race, okay? And so how can you use the gifts and talents that God instilled and was able to bestow upon you in order to make someone else's life better, be able to solve their problem or problems, and be able to use the gifts and the talents that God gave you in a way that will make a positive impact? And so for me, that's what I do with the things that I do. Everything that I do is led for the people, okay? For individuals who want their voice to be heard, just like we're doing right now, raw and unedited, unscripted, right? And be able to have the representation for the everyday person doing extraordinary things. People who are making, or influencers who are truly making an influence, and not just asking you to buy some products and stuff, but actually doing things in the community as well. And also sharing of knowledge to help people live and thrive, not only in the now, but your family that's coming after you're no longer on this earth, building a true legacy. And so I have another episode that's coming up on the Tina Ramsey show that's going to be talking about how you can build that true legacy, and also talking about some 7 things that all businesses basically need to know in order to build a successful business, and how we need to be diversifying our assets right now, okay? And how can we diversify it with you may have a limited income, or may have limited capital in your business, but did you know that just with $1, starting with $1, you can do a whole lot with what myself and also my other business partner is actually going to be sharing with you. But you're going to have to watch that on the Tina Ramsey show, and it's coming up in about another week or so. And so and literally how $200 changed my life. I mean, $200 literally changed my life, and how I'm sharing this because I want you to use your $200 to implement the change that you want in your life for the now and for the future, because literally $200 changed my life forever. And, I'm a firm believer in when you find out something good, tell as many people as you can, realizing that a lot of people, most people will not listen, but the right ones will listen. Let me say that again. You find out something good and you tell it to a lot of people. I need you to understand, and don't get your feelings hurt. I need you to understand that even if you tell a lot of people, most people not going to listen, but the right people will listen. And that is with any good information. That is with any type of service or product or whatever it is that you're offering. You tell the masses in order to get to the people who really need to hear, listen to what you're saying. And those individuals will opt in. They will lock hands. They will lock arms with you because they identify and understand that message, that particular thing, that particular statement was made specifically for them. And I can't explain it to you, but if you are one of the chosen ones, you will know the call. That's the only thing I can say. And I was able to identify it, and I received my call, okay? And that's with different things in life. And I'm not just talking about in a spiritual standpoint, but I'm talking about in a physical standpoint, dealing with business, investment, education, relationships, partnerships, community work, advocacy. You will understand the call, if it's for you or if it's not for you. Even when no one else is doing it with you, you're doing it by yourself, or a very small portion of people can get it, see it, walk in it, and grow in it. This is a very unique time in our history that we're seeing different things that we never saw before. We're experiencing different things that we never experienced, and we're going to have to learn things that we never had to learn before. We did not have to learn the internet and AI and all of this automation before. You didn't have to. You could make a definitive choice whether or not you wanted to opt in to automation, whether you wanted to opt in to a digital business card or a personal digital business card. You can choose to write checks, but now we're living in this time, transitioning from this era, which is going to be in the history books very soon, where our world is shifting from traditional buying to click and buy. It's transitioning from paper money and checks to digital currency and digital payment, forms of payment. And you're like, well, Tina, why are you saying this, Dr. Tina? Why are you saying this? Because the writing is on the wall, people. The writing is on the wall. I need you to start slowing down enough to be able to see what's going on. And like I said, this is Unscripted Conversations with Dr. T. This is not the Tina Ramsey show. So I'm getting raw, and it's going to be that tough love sometime. Think about it. For most of you who have a job now, we're not even talking about entrepreneurship. We're talking about a regular 9 to 5, or however you work, 9 to 5, or you work first shift, second shift, or third shift, whatever. But you're not an entrepreneur. You're not self-employed. You're not an entrepreneur. You go to work, clock in, and work for someone else, a company or corporation or whatever the case may be, right? And you get paid maybe on a monthly, weekly, or bi-weekly schedule. Think about how you get your money. If you go back 40, 50 years, right? Some of us not that old. If you go back 40 years, you used to get a paper check on Friday from your employer. Didn't you? Yes, you did. But think about it now. About 40 years ago, that's what used to happen. About 20 years ago, you had the option to have your money sent to your bank, direct deposit. I know you're familiar with that terminology. Or you can decide to get your regular paperback check, right? Right. But think about how it is now. Think about how it is now. Right now, most people do not receive a paper check, period. Do not have the option to receive a paper check. Your check is automatically sent to your banking institution or credit union for you to get paid. And then once you get paid, it goes automatic direct deposit via the bank institution that you choose, or the card that you choose to load your money up on, or the credit union that you choose to use, right? You're not even thinking about it. That's already a lightweight digital transfer, okay? Lightweight, because you can still go to the ATM and then go and pull out cash. But the world is shifting to a point now, right in our face, and you're going to see a bit shift September the 20th or the 21st, where we're not going to be using money anymore, period. Everything is going to be transferred digitally through cards and everything like that. The only type of currency that is projected to still hold its value and grow is not the paper dollar or any type of currency that is a currency. It is going to be gold, silver, and copper. Okay? Particularly gold. And so I want to encourage you guys to look into that. And I have some information. I actually have a free ebook that one of my business partners actually wrote an ebook about explaining all this stuff to you. This woman is an amazing doctor of business. Okay. She went to business school. She is a lawyer. A New York County state attorney on Wall Street, even teach and have spoken on TEDx and the UN. Can help you with your copyright, trademark if you're a business owner. Can go in and straighten up contracts, all the things that you need to know. She is dedicated to helping small to medium business owners succeed, even though she comes from corporate America and still has many ties to corporate America. I mean, listen, she knows what she's talking about. And you can look on the Tina Ramsey Show with the upcoming episode, and I'll see, can I put the link in the description after this video. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, it's late. It's like 1:43 a.m. Okay. And so I need you guys to start really thinking. I need you to start really watching how the money is going. I need you to start thinking and watching. How do you see yourself? How do you see your families? What are you going to do? Because in the next 5 years, starting right now in our time, history is being made. There is a shift that is happening that we made, and it's not silently happening. It's right in our faces. But we're so distracted, so busy, so thinking that we have so much time. And most of us are oblivious that it's happening, okay? But the writing is on the wall. So this Unscripted Conversations with Dr. T is just basically about sounding the alarm. I need you to start paying attention. I need you to go to ctrmedianetwork.com, check out everything that we have to offer. Click the store feature, the store tab, so you can click about that financial journey that you can take with us, myself, and the New York lawyer. I also have different other opportunities that you can take part in. And mind you, these opportunities are inexpensive. If you want to start a podcast and have your own podcast, we also have that opportunity for you as well. You can actually get my #1 best-selling book, The Power of Podcasting, Unlocking Tips and Strategies for Podcast Success. It's a #1 bestseller on Amazon. You can get it for $30, for $30 something dollars. And you can, and with that purchase, you get my $1,000 course for absolutely free within the pages of the book. A 30-page, where you're going to get access to it, because a QR code in there that's going to take you to my 30 video podcast course, teaching you everything about monetization, teaching you about also giving you the resources and speaking about copyright, trademark, speaking about branding, speaking about all the things that you need to do in regards to podcasting, building out your thoughts, all that stuff is actually inside the pages of that book. That book is not an ordinary book. It is really an educational guidebook, okay? Because I'm actually guiding you through the process of starting a podcast. And even if you already have a podcast, you can still benefit from it, because I'm speaking to you and sharing with you the things that I know, that I wish I would have knew, all that good stuff like that, right? That you need to know, that would normally cost you thousands of dollars. Just sit down and speak to me for you to get on my books, because I'm just that booked, okay? And I don't do a whole lot of private one-on-ones like I used to do in the past, due to not having enough time to do all those. And to be honest, you guys, it's just the demand is way too high. I get calls and get emails and messages, so many on a day. Like I just have to have a person just to work the phones and all that other stuff, and the emails and the messages, okay? And so I had to figure out a way that I could still help the masses, but it will not be detrimental to my health. Okay. And so one way I decided to put that in the book. And then for my clients that would like to have me one-on-one, of course, that would be it's 4 figures or more. But that will be for an extended period of time, and we can go ahead and get into it. But right now, all of those slots are completely booked into 2024. And the easiest way to be able to have access to me in regards to podcasting or homeschooling is join the CTR Media Network, because we have monthly coaching there, as well as you can book a one-on-one with me for absolutely free. So you'll basically have 2 coaching sessions, one that's for the group, and then one that can be customized to your specific needs as a podcaster, as a person, as a homeschooler, or whatever the case may be. Because even though you will be on the podcasting network, and there is a membership investment for you to participate, but it is worth way more than what you will be paying. Our podcasters are doing so amazing. We have our podcasters. Some of them have already been on the news. Some of them have, I'm so proud. Some of them is actually now being on radio, featured in magazines and books and blogs, and they're co-hosting, they're spinning off their show. We actually teach them how to do a spin-off of their podcast, to open their podcast up to other people, how they can monetize their podcast in a way that will not only help them, but help other people be able to grow within their little kingdom, their little empire with their show. Partnerships, collaborations, being a part of other networks as well. Our podcasters are just thriving. Some of our we have another podcaster that actually is now a manager over a networking because of their podcast and all the things that they do with CTR Media Network. So I am just so overjoyed that and some of our podcasts got speaking opportunities because of being a part of CTR Media Network as well with their podcast. And see, people, that is the power of podcasting. Okay, your podcast should not just be a podcast. It should be a podcast that is a blessing to other people as well as a blessing to you, and can actually have the potential to open up many doors and opportunities for you. Your podcast should just not just be a podcast. It should be a force to be reckoned with. It should be your contribution to society in a way for the people that you are here on the earth to help. It should be a blessing to you. It should be a beacon of hope and light for the people on the earth that you are here to help. And it is an amazing tool, amazing networking tool, amazing advertisement, marketing, positioning, leverage, growing, credibility, influence, opportunity. That is the power of podcasting. Okay. So on that note, I have been talking long enough. Your girl is tired. It's almost 2 a.m. over here in South Carolina. This has been Unscripted Conversations with Dr. T. This is not the Tina Ramsey Show, baby. This is where I go deep, raw, and talk about random things that pop up in my mind. And also I share some of the rawness and trueness of being an influencer and having the ups and downs, and how to deal with life when life is life, and what do I do, and being honest and transparent in my rise, in my leveling up, letting you see behind the scenes or hear behind the scenes of how it looks, how it feels in the moment. Because I feel that this is important, because many of you do not see this side. And if you're going through anything that's similar to this or more, you may be feeling like you're doing something wrong. And I want you to know you're not doing anything wrong. It's just a normal progression of growth. It's just a normal progression of entrepreneurship. It's just a normal progression of being an innovator, a visionary, and being a leader. Okay, being a leader does not mean it's going to be easy. It don't mean it's going to be easy. Being a leader don't mean that it's not going to come with some challenges and situations, but also it's going to come with some amazing opportunities and blessings. It's going to come with a lot of recognition and accolades. But you have to understand, as you grow, as more successful you come, good and bad comes. Bad can be in regards to losing dear loved ones and business partners. It can be in regards to just feeling like, why me at that moment, right? It can show itself in many different ways. But I want you to know, with all those things that's happening in your life right now, I want you to keep pushing. I want you to keep going. And I want you to know, if you keep pushing, if you keep going, you may not can always run the entire race. You may have to jog. You may have to have a little power walk, or sometimes you may have to just take one small step at a time. The thing that I want you to understand on tonight is that you just need to keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. And with that activity will reap results. I did not get where I am at today without God, first of all, my amazing family, and all of you supporting me for all these years. Had I not had those three things, God, family, and you, I would not be here. Okay? But I want you to know that it wasn't easy. And it's still not easy. Okay? Yeah, we make it look easy, but it's not easy. So I need you to know that you are on the right path, and all the things that you're currently going through is just letting you know that you're on the right path to your ultimate breakthrough. Yeah, things around the earth and things around right now is not looking too favorable for most people, but I want to let you know, do not to be discouraged. Do not let this distract you. There are still so many opportunities out there for you. You just have to work and make sure that you are in the right groups and areas of people that want to see you win. And if you want to know about a group like that, then you need to join CTR Media Network, as well as our affiliate networking businesses that we network with that just want to see you grow and thrive. Make sure to tune in to Unscripted Conversations when I pop down or drop another episode. This is not a consistent show. This is a show where I drop in from time to time, speaking on the mind, maybe once or twice a month. But the Tina Ramsey Show is consecutively every single week, baby. So you can go in and meet some of the most positive, most impactful people in the world that they have overcome. They have the solution. They have them been through what you're going through or what you may have to go through. And now they have the blueprint. They have the blueprint for you. Speaking of blueprint, if you want to know about 100 plus podcasters, yes, 100, yes, you can go on to Amazon.com and buy the #1 bestseller Podcast Revolution magazine and get access to 100 podcasters. Yes, I said 100, along with some good tips about podcasting and be able to be introduced to a variety, be able to be introduced to 100 podcasts and meet some amazing businesses that you're going to grow, that you're going to learn, and that you're going to love to support. Okay. And also some timely stories and some help with self-care. All of those good stuff is within the pages. It's like over 150 pages of amazing content, full vibrant color magazine on Amazon called Podcast Revolution. And make sure to go pick up your copy of The Power of Podcasting book, Unlocking Tips and Strategy for Podcasting Success or Podcast Success by Dr. Tina J. Ramsey. That's Ramsay. You know what? Let me just say it right now. My name is not Ramsey. Okay, even though I say it, even though a lot of other people say it, we say it because trying to correct people seem like it be like, Lord, they ain't gonna never get this name right. But it's really Ramsey, okay? It's Tina Ramsey. FYI. Even though I say it wrong too. On purpose, because it's just so difficult to get people to change their mindset on the correct pronunciation of my last name. So it's Ramsey. But anyway, I don't mind if you say Ramsey, but my name is Ramsay, not E. But anyway, you can watch the Tina Ramsey Show, the Tina Ramsey Show. I may start changing everything over and be like, listen, it's Tina Ramsey. And that's what it is. For real. But that's a whole nother unscripted conversations with Dr. T. But I don't mind either or. It just matters when it's time for you to sign them checks, baby. You make sure you put that A on my branding check. Because if it's an E, it's null and void. We got to do the A hunting. Or when we buying a house, you got to have that A on there, baby, not that E. Because pronunciation and spelling is crucial when you're signing any documents. But on that note, you guys, I am totally rambling. It is almost 2 a.m. over here in South Carolina. And I want to just have a random conversation with you and just kind of like dump some thoughts out on you regards to life, entrepreneurship, and letting you know that yes, I'm moving, I'm shaking, I'm doing the things, but life still happens. And you have to make an intentional decision to keep going, to keep thriving, to keep moving, but also make a mental note that you're going to take those mental wellness days, that you're going to address or take time to address some things in your life that you need to, especially if you're dealing with loss of a family member or loss of a business partner or a close friend. You do need to take time to take care of yourself. And so after this weekend, your girl, I've been taking little breaks, but I'm going to be taking me a little one that's longer. Okay. And I encourage you to do the same thing. Also, if you need help, if you need any help, if you're feeling any type of way that is not your normal, okay, everybody know what their baseline of what they feel is normal for them may not be normal for someone else, but whatever your baseline is for what's normal for you, you know how that feels, and you know when you're not yourself. And if you feel like you need help, You can do star 88 and ask for help. You can also reach out to different nonprofits. We have 2 nonprofits on CTR Media Network that provide free services. We have Joy Inside of Tears, which is a nonprofit that helps and focus on suicide awareness and prevention, and provide resources. We also have Hush No More here in South Carolina that also provides you help if you're dealing with domestic violence, molestation. You need a safe place in order to take you and your children to go undisclosed location to keep you safe so that you can get back on your feet. We also have access to women's shelters and everything like that. You just reach out to ctrmedianetwork.com, click the Contact Us tab on our website, and let us know that you need help. And we will do our very best to direct you to the right source of help that we have within our network and our connections within our network, because we're connected with more than one nonprofit and agencies to help you in your time of need. So do not suffer in silence. Do not suffer alone. We have your back. CTR Media Network is more than just a podcasting network. We are a network of resources, community, knowledge, and we want you to grow, thrive in all areas of life. And even when you don't feel like you're thriving right now, we have resources to help you get back on your feet. So just reach out to us, and we will keep that anonymous. We will not share your information with anyone. If you're reaching out, if you feel like you need help with anything, we will never disclose who you are to the public. Of course, when you reach out, we will direct your name and your number to the proper resource, but they also keep your information anonymous as well with the nonprofit. So you won't have to worry about any of that. And we can also put a note in and say, hey, this person wants everything to be anonymous, so you will be safe. On that note, you guys have a great, amazing rest of your day. Make sure to check out our 24/7 online TV on CTR Media Network, where you can get all of this information and so much more. We even have Men on Pause, a podcast that is presented by Speak Easy Podcast with Constant Woolard for our men out there. We also have Men Can Always Be Wrong podcast for our men out there. They get into some conversations that, some of them I don't even touch, honey, but I feel that we all have freedom of speech. So make sure to check them out. And we have a plethora of many female host shows as well. We also have educational podcast shows, homeschooling. We have mental health. We have wellness. We have teaching. We have all kind of things. So just make nonprofit, legal help, the Secrets to Money Mindset, or which is coming soon, the Money Mindset Revolution, if I'm saying it correctly. We have many other hosts and podcasts that's coming your way as well. If you would like to join our thriving network as one of our podcast shows, or you want to have your own podcast show, you want to co-host one of our shows, just reach out with the Contact Us and let us know that you would like to be a co-host, and we'll let you know the shows that are providing co-hosts or hosting opportunities for you, which will come with training and all that good stuff depending upon which show you're on. On that note, you guys have a great, amazing rest of your night, great, amazing rest of your weekend. Thank you guys for listening to Unscripted Conversations with Dr. T. Your girl's rambling and talking through her sleep. I'm going to bed, all right? I had a great time, and know that I care, and know that you are important and that you are worthy. Have a great, amazing rest of your day, and check me out on all social media platforms, including my nice and easy, The Tina Ramsey Show, on CTR Media Network, and everything on all social media platforms. You can actually watch a lot of our podcasting shows on Roku TV. Just simply download the app, okay? Talk to you later.